Now students, in this video we will be discussing about joint stock company. We have already finished discussion about what is joint stock company, its features and advantage in the online class, and we will be directly going to the disadvantage. So what are the disadvantages? First of all, you know that it is a voluntary association of many shareholders. So many shareholders are there, and there are two types of joint stock company. One is public. We will come to the detailed study about public and private company, but you just need to know by now that there are two types of company under joint stock, that is public company and one is private. Private company means all the private shareholders are there, and public company means where general public can also participate and become shareholders. Now, what is the complexity in formation? It means that there are lot of procedures or documentations before start of a company. Now, there are two certificates, that is certificates of commencement and certificate of incorporation. These are the two certificates which are required to start a joint stock company. So there is some complexity in the start, so that is one of the disadvantage. Number two, lack of secrecy. Now, since the enterprising is big, there are so many shareholders and the management team is separate. The elected body by the shareholders or the board of directors manage the functioning of these type of companies, but it comes to the any kind of strategizing or decision, it is spread out. So what happens? There is lack of secrecy. The most secretive affairs can be kept with the sole proprietor when there is only one owner. So lack of secrecy, why it occurs? Because there are so many people involved in the joint stock company, shareholders, board of directors. Not only that, in case of public company where public people are giving the money for running the company, you have to notify them time to time how the public company is working or how the public's money is being used in the company. So the secrecy is revealed about the functioning of the company. The entire details have to be presented. Number three, impersonal work environment. Now, impersonal means there is lack of personal touch between the shareholders, because there are so many. It is difficult for the shareholders to always connect to the board of directors. How are they working? Because board of directors are elected representatives by the shareholders who have to maintain the continuous running of the company in such a way that they are able to drive in profits for the shareholders. So there is lack of connection between the shareholders and board of directors. So there is lack of personal touch. Then delay in decision making. Now whatever decisions the board of directors take for meeting the interest of the company and the shareholders, they need to convey it and bring down the strategizing or policies that are being taken in front in the general meeting. So all these procedures cause a delay. So when the opportunity comes, they cannot take the help of the opportunity to propel the business. What happens? There is delay in decision and sometimes the opportunity is even missed out. Number five is oligarchic management. Now you know there are so many shareholders, but shareholders are not a part of management, because so many people, if they start managing, it will create a chaos. It will be difficult to come at one conclusive decision. So a management team of board of directors are kept, but they are only few, 3 to 5%. Suppose they are ruling the entire company, they are taking decision about the company. So that is what we call oligarchic rule or rule by a few. So basically the shareholders' profit needs to be maximized, but for them the decision is taken by a very handful or minimum number of members, that is the board of directors. So we call it rule by a few. Their decision is not penal, although they have to confront it with the shareholders, but still the ruling is in their hands. And the last one is conflict of interest. Now board of directors, what happens? They are salaried people. They are just trying to take some initiative or run the company with the help of shareholders' money in such a manner that profit is maximized, which comes to the shareholder. And if the board of directors can bring more profit to the shareholders, their salaries will increase. But they have no part or no self-interest in the profit. So what happens when the board of directors are maximizing profit for somebody else? Sometimes they might go reluctant. So it might not match with the shareholder because they have all their money with the company. They will definitely want profit, but board of directors decision they don't comply with, because the board of directors a decision might not always prove correct. So there is a conflict of interest, because board of directors, they do not earn the profit, so they will be strategizing sometimes faulty in a way that instead of profit, loss might enter. But shareholders will never be of, if they feel anything picky about the decision, they will try to convey their message, because they only have their money over there in the company is running, and they are the ones who, if the business earns loss, their profit will be hampered. So shareholders and board of directors decisions sometimes may not match, and that results in conflict of interest. So these are the limitations of joint stock company.